Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Trev and Lev show right here on YouTube.com, where we talk SEC, Tennessee, and everything CFB. I'm Trev. He's Lev. Wait, he's Lev. Nope. He's he's Lev. I can't. He's Lev.
Yeah, there
Wait.
you go. We switched it up a little bit.
And today we're talking Tennessee's loss to Oklahoma right here Saturday night. 33-27, bad loss here. And yeah, let's just get into your initial thoughts on the game.
The game did not go how we hoped and expected. And just Tennessee couldn't get out of their own way. The first half is, the biggest example of it because, the second half, Oklahoma started playing a lot better. But if Tennessee had done what they should have done in the first half, I don't think Oklahoma playing better would have mattered because their offense wasn't going to score quick enough to catch up with the amount of point lead that Tennessee should have had if they didn't throw interceptions and make stupid decisions.
You're talking like a 21-point lead, probably.
Yeah, like you put it out, like you would have scored even more because if you just disheartened Oklahoma so much and they would have given up maybe. Tennessee should have had a really big lead in that first half, but they just make mistake after mistake. And then it's kind of it's very similar to the Alabama game in the sense of once you've made that big mistake, it just ruins all the momentum for yourself. And you honestly I don't know how to explain it. It's just like one of those things where you're out of the game and you're not going to, it's just, we should have known after all that happened, the game was over. Just because I just didn't, I don't know. I don't think they were going to ever come back from that. But just bad mistakes from the offense. And the defense played a pretty good game comparatively. A lot of their points, Oklahoma's points that were scored were field goals.
Yeah, I wrote in my notes here, right? So, like, you should have been winning this game by, like 21 points in the first quarter, maybe 17. It should have been, like, 17-0 first quarter. And I kind of wrote in my notes here, I'm like, you should be winning the game, but at the same time, like you should be losing by more. And that sounds weird to say, but you should be winning because of without the turnovers, and then you should be losing more because of how many turnovers you had. I think they kicked like 3 field goals or something like that.
They kicked
As a result,
they kicked 4 field goals.
So
they had a 55-yarder, maybe another 55-yarder, a 51-yarder, and then like a 40-something yarder. Which that's another thing too. Their kicker had an insane game.
He had a heck of a game.
Which
it's just we totally dominated every single stat in the first half, except the turnover margin was 3-0.
We dominated in every offensive stat for the entire game. Look, 28 first downs to 19 first downs, 456 yards to 351, 393 to 159, 29 to 45, 19 to 29. Like,
they killed us in rushing yards.
Yeah, rushing's the only thing.
Second half, they absolutely killed us in the run game. It's just a stage where you can't lose this one. Like, you just all the hype around this game, dark mode, the crowd shows up. It's the perfect scenario for you to win. It just is. Like, it's a very one-dimensional offense that you're playing. A defense that you look like you were able to move the ball on the entirety of the first half, and you just can't come away with points. And of course, the defense is going to end up letting up near the end of this one. And it was just the difference between the halves was the most insane thing to me, honestly. Like, first half it feels like we're dominating, but we're down 6 points going into halftime. Second half, the offense doesn't do anything. I think the major before the game was over, right? When you scored that late touchdown, you come out of the gates in the first half or in the second half, go 5 plays, like 80-something yards, get a touchdown, and then I think you go like 3 and out, back-to-back drives after that, and then I think they're up by 9, and the game's kind of just over.
Well, if Tennessee had scored when they got that first turnover, they probably would have won too.
Hmm.
Just thinking about that, and that was dumb too. They ran the ball 3 times
Yeah.
when the entire game
Hmm.
here, the running game has been horrible.
Right.
Like I get it, running in that drive some was good. They almost got a first down. They got called back because the player barely stepped out of bounds. But why not pass it on third down?
Yeah.
I just doesn't make sense. And then the call they made was really bad on that third down. So I don't know. I've not been impressed with the team coming out, the offense coming out of the defense getting turnovers.
Yeah, it's been bad. It's almost been like we're not trying to take advantage of it at all, and we kind of just seem to try to waste clock or do something. I don't know what we were doing.
The team
Like
just
we're
doesn't.
only up 1 point.
The team just isn't complimentary. Like we don't play
Mm-mm. Yeah,
complimentary football at all.
we don't. Yeah, we don't. Because the times the defense does get a stop and turnover, yeah, we don't do anything with it. Um, yeah, I mean, it was crazy because you also dominated time of possession in the first half as well, which is something that kind of is the opposite of what happens normally to us. The other team usually dominates time of possession, but that's what makes this whole thing disappointing. Like you really missed a huge opportunity in the first half to put this one to bed, and then Oklahoma comes out in the second half and kind of plays like they should have all game. And what you kind of saw there was instead of like sitting back and letting Joey have time to dice you up, they just brought pressure the rest of the night, and we couldn't block up anyone. This is the best defensive line we've played all season. Really the only competent defensive line we've played all year, and you had issues running the ball all night, even in the first half. So yeah, like you were mentioning, offense defense isn't complimentary. The offense isn't complimentary either. It hasn't been all season, I don't think, except for maybe a couple games there where you're able to run the ball. But in big games so far this season, we've relied on Joey to make plays, and at times he has been able to, and then at other times, like in that first half, you can't just throw two YOLO balls for no reason. I mean, those are
No
throws
triple
that
coverage and double
you
coverage.
shouldn't. You should never make those throws, and I think he knows that. That's the thing. Like, well, those balls never, that doesn't work out. Those are terrible throws. We've seen him make those this year, and he's just not patient sometimes with being willing to throw it away and just live for another play. Instead, you got to throw it up for no reason. I thought he held the ball a lot this game too, like too long.
Yep.
I don't know. Yeah,
There's just a lot to be frustrated at.
there is a lot to be frustrated at for sure.
It's just one of those games where you feel like you should have won, but then it's like they didn't really deserve to win either because
No, yeah.
But it's like you have that much better stats offensively,
Hmm.
but you can't get it done, and the defense plays a decent game. I know it's probably one of the worst offenses we've played all year, SEC wise, but still, like I don't know. And this is
Yeah.
probably this is the best defense we've played all year. In
By
all
far.
fairness, they this Oklahoma team, if they had a good offense, they would be one of the top teams in the country. But their offense is really bad.
And they still moved it. They moved it on us really easily the first half, and I mean the second half, and they haven't had a run game all year besides Mateer. Their running back was able to get 115 yards on us. I mean, just a disappointing effort in the second half from the team. I mean, you kind of the defense was injured though,
Yeah,
pretty
we had
injured.
like 3 defensive linemen out, right?
We had 3 go down. Uh-huh. And we were just gassed because we were gassed because we couldn't stay on the field on offense.
Tennessee just needs depth right now, and that's just what they don't have. And I think that's been their biggest issue defensively. The good thing is this team is very young. I think, if I'm not wrong, we're the second youngest or the youngest team in the SEC, which is good looking at the future. If you can get in some good transfers and stuff next year, and you'll have more players coming in a freshman class, I feel like there's some good pieces that are some good freshmen on this defense that once they're developed can be good going forward. And then once you have more depth, I think that really helps this defense. But it's just right now there's no depth, and most of your starters are really young.
Yeah.
So they're making really young guy mistakes.
I still think it was probably the best tackling game we've had all season.
Oh
I don't know
yeah.
if you agreed.
Oh yeah.
Farouk was landing some big hits, and you had seen him like just like not even not even wrap up at some points during the season. He was making some huge tackles. He had that huge fumble, forced fumble. I mean, they made a lot of plays. Like I think they played well enough to where the offense matches that. We won the game.
The offense even plays 10% better. You take away one of those interceptions, just one, Tennessee wins.
Yeah.
Tennessee, you make a field goal, Tennessee probably wins. You make that
Yeah.
one field goal that we missed. There were so many things that happened in this game, like so many small things. You take one of those out, Tennessee probably wins because I mean they lost by 6. So like thinking about it, technically no, they would have, but in the sense of thinking about how it would have gone out, Tennessee probably would have gotten the ball back and run it out, and they would have been up. And it just that's how football is. It's just one of these things not happening. It's just nothing was going Tennessee's way in a lot of the ways, or it was going their way, but then they would screw themselves. One thing that is crazy about this game, this is like the first time Tennessee had less penalty yards than the other team, and they
Yeah.
lost.
Mm-hmm.
It's like every game we have way
Played
more
a really
penalty yards than the
clean
other
game.
team.
Yeah. From
It's
that standpoint, it was a really clean game.
overall the team. There's not a lot that the team did wrong. Like I don't think this is an overly like bad performance overall, other than the interceptions and the missed field goal kicks, and then there's some interesting play calls and decisions from Heupel that I think screwed us in some situations. But I think those interceptions and the missed field goal kick were the bigger issues, in my opinion. Take away that they win, even with the bad decisions.
I would still really like to give. I think Oklahoma deserves a ton of credit.
Oh yeah,
I mean,
I think
they
them-
took
their
the
second
crowd out
half-
of the game.
The
You
defense,
know, the
is
second
all
half.
good in the world.
Oh, yeah. I mean, they. This was the worst game Joey's played, and this is the worst game our offensive line has played. They totally dominated our offense in the second half. That is an elite defensive unit. And I think they made that was what I was worried about, right? We had moved the ball in the first half really easily. I was really worried going in the second half. Hey, they're going to make adjustments. What are we going to do about it? And it turns out their adjustments were to bring 6 guys every play, 7 guys every play, and we couldn't do anything about it. They deserve a ton of credit. Their offense did catch stride in the second half. Mateer made plays with his legs. That's what hurt us really bad was Mateer making plays with his legs. He can't throw the ball worth anything.
Yeah,
But he can run it. He can make plays. He can get out of sacks. They deserve a ton of credit. It's really just a disappointing game as a Vols fan because I mean, yeah, it's just a disappointing game. It's a game you couldn't lose. I think you had texted us during the game. Worst loss under Heupel, probably worst home loss under Heupel, barring the 2021 season. Whenever you weren't really competitive.
I texted you that just kind of just frustrated in the moment. I don't actually think
I would agree with that.
Well, I agree. I think I agree with
If you-
worst home loss. Worst
Yeah.
home loss, yes.
It's worst home
Not
loss.
worst loss because I think
No.
I think
Worst loss is probably lost to a Florida team on the road, right?
no,
No.
probably South Carolina.
Okay. Yeah.
You got South Carolina.
Yeah.
I saw somebody made a list. South Carolina was pretty bad. Somebody said they were like Georgia this year. I don't think so. I think Arkansas last year was pretty bad too.
Okay.
Um,
Yeah. So
I
we've
think
had
one
some
of
tough
I think
road
one of those
losses.
two are worse.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, this is definitely the worst home loss.
The worst home
Heupel-
loss.
Heupel era.
And we knew how important this game was to him and how important it was for the rest of our season. Just a really disappointing game. I would like to give all the credit in the world to the wide receiver group.
That
I
one
think
was
it's what-
from Staley. That was all Staley. That wasn't
I think-
Aguilar. Aguilar just threw him the pass and he made a play. It wasn't like a crazy pass or anything. It was just a normal pass, and Staley broke a tackle and made people miss. And that
I think this is back-to-back weeks where they've played as they're playing like one of the best units in the whole country. Like right now, I mean, it's very impressed. Like no drops, barely any drops. Making big play after big play, getting consistently open, and each of them does a different, like has a different skill that we're able to utilize. Staley is just playing lights out right now, and I think I put in my notes here best wide receiver group under Heupel so far. What would you think about that?
I think it's close to it. I think 2022 is still better right now. I think the future of the wide receiver core could be really special. I think this year is maybe slightly worse just because Hyatt just had an insane season and there were other really good receivers on that
Yeah,
unit. But this year is really close. And the thing about this year too is 2 out of 3 of our main receivers are fresh or redshirt freshmen.
right,
So
right.
I think in some senses I think this is better because of how young the players are.
I think
They're
it's
gonna.
more
I think they're going.
balanced.
I think they're going to be better. Like they're going to have better careers overall than.
We have this group has a higher ceiling than the 2022 ceiling did.
Yeah.
And I think my argument would just be it's more balanced overall.
Yeah.
Because you mentioned Hyatt. I know you said other receivers. I know you mentioned other receivers, but I just think it's more balanced. You had Hyatt was just a speed guy, and then
Yeah. Brew McCoy was the
you
punch, and
Mhm.
who else was on that? Valus Jones left already, right?
yeah, he had left already.
Tillman was
Um,
hurt. You had Squirrel White.
Squirrel.
Yeah. Honestly.
I think it's better. I think it's more
Yeah.
balanced.
I think
You
it's
got
better.
you got three guys that are legit threat. You can't double team any of those guys. You
They're
could
all.
double team Hyatt,
Yeah.
and then when we lose our speed, they're all fast. Staley's the fastest one, but I mean
Staley's
Mike
really good.
Matthews
I
is
think
fast too.
biggest thing with Staley is he's not the best blocker. There was one play in specific that I can remember where they just got right past him. He was blocking for somebody. And it was a good setup play if he was able to block. But other than that, Staley is fast. He's making great catches. He's been super consistent since the Mississippi State game. That was his bad game, and that he's been playing great since. Brazel's been mostly consistent. He had a couple games that were bad. Matthews has been. Matthews has had like he's not.
He
Had
struggled
an
with
insane-
drops.
He's not had an
No,
insanely good game or an insanely bad game, other than he's had a couple drops in some games. He's kind of been the most. He's been consistent, I think, the whole year, but he's also not been like
he's not been the number one guy at all.
no. But he's had some.
Or
Good,
in any of
he's
the
had
games.
some good catches.
He's had some good games though. Yeah.
Yeah.
Any
Overall,
more
he's a great
thoughts?
unit.
Any more thoughts on the game as we wrap up the show here?
Just, I mean, this game really showed us that this team is not a playoff team. I mean, they're not going to make the playoffs, but I think even if they had somehow found a way to win this game, they really weren't a deserving playoff team. They hadn't beat anyone. And in my opinion, I think Oklahoma deserves all the credit in the world for this win. It's, in my opinion, I don't think Oklahoma's a playoff team either.
No.
I think they lose another game. I mean, I'm rooting for them. I hope they make the playoffs, to be honest, but I don't think they will.
I think they're kind of a fun team to watch at sometimes. I think the potential that Mateer has to make plays is really fun. The defense is really good. Yeah, I mean, best of luck to them the rest of the season. I think they were the better team.
They have a tough
last
stretch
night.
coming up, though. They play Alabama,
They do have a tough stretch. Yeah.
Missouri, and LSU. LSU should, I think they'll beat LSU. Missouri,
They're at Bama.
Missouri's a toss-up, but that Bama game, they're not. I don't think they're beating Bama at Bama.
Yeah.
Especially Bama, it's a revenge game for Bama because they lost to Oklahoma. Oklahoma knocked them out of the playoffs last year. So I think that's a loss. But I think 9-3 is still a good season for the Sooners, all things considered. If they can get there. Same thing for Tennessee. It's a very frustrating season because there's 2 losses on your schedule that you should have won. Make some bad mistakes to lose. But 9-3, when it's all said and done, that's what most people were expecting. 8-4, 9-3 before the season started. But then we almost beat Georgia, and then now everyone thinks it's 10-2 for sure. And so now that it's not happening, everyone's really frustrated. but I think if they can win out, which I don't know if they will, but that's a 9-3 is a good season for both of these teams.
Yeah, I agree, and we'll do a special season outlook show next week, kind of diving deeper into the Tennessee situation, and your season's over as far as playoff contention goes, and that's hard to deal with. But like you were saying, I think that you have to put in perspective.
It's a rebuild year.
Yeah.
Rebuild year
Yep.
where if you make a good bowl game, I know bowl games don't matter anymore,
Mm-hmm.
but all things considered, it's a rebuild year, and you're one win away from probably being in the playoffs.
Right.
I think that's
With
something
a
that
group of five quarterback,
with
right?
a group
And,
of five
and
quarterback that was there like 3 months before the season
Mhm.
started, if that. I don't even know if it was that.
Yeah.
So I think all things considered, also the amount of injuries we've had.
That's what I'm saying. It's perspective. Tennessee fans need to put it all into perspective. And yeah, I mean that's something we'll kind of dive deeper into next week's special episode. Very excited to talk about that. But yeah, I mean with that, we'd like to thank you all for tuning in. Be sure to subscribe to the channel for more content surrounding SEC, Tennessee, and everything CFB. I'm Trev. That's Lev. And this was the Trev and Lev Show on YouTube.com. We'll catch you on the next one.
Peace.